Hello, there she is. Yes, Kay.
You know what time it is. I am waiting for my sister to come in here and we can get started. There she is. Bring her on in here. The wonderful Tawnie.
You're so sweet.
Let's see. Here she goes.
Yay. You are so sweet. You just make me smile. You're like, I love how you introduce just the lovely. Oh,
Yes.
hello, everybody.
How are you?
Good. Everybody, let us know where you guys are. I'm in California. The sun is out, so that makes me happy.
Yes, it made me very happy. Listen, I love to see the sun. Listen. It just brings joy, natural light, natural joy. I'm one of those people that love the natural light versus turn on a bunch of lights in the house. I can have all the lights off and just keep the natural sunlight, and I'm happy with that.
I know. Do you have people like they're like go to flick the light on, and I'm like, just open the blinds. We don't need that.
Open the blinds. What do you need the light to do for? No, we got all of this beautiful sunlight that we need to enjoy.
Yay, hello. We got Brandon. So let us know. Oh, you were in the Zoom. We're not there yet. I love it. I know. But luckily.
So you still have an hour for the Zoom. Okay. So we still have an hour for the Zoom. So
just to share that.
Zoom in an hour. So wherever you're at, meet us in a Zoom in an hour.
And also, if you are horrible at times, I'm going to give you a little cheat code. Join our channel. Like when we went live, I shared it in there. Like, you know, we're supposed to start at a certain time. Life, we're survivors. You know, we move and groove at different times. And so it's always good to just like, if you're in the channel, I say, we're in the Zoom now. Here we are. And so that's what helps me.
Absolutely. So, Tawnie, since I always take the mic first, I'm throwing
Okay.
it to you.
I know. I actually had a microphone, you guys, which so I just have to share. I know I talk about my story a lot. So if you are new to sharing your story, like it gets easier. I do want to say that, you know, there's parts of my stories that used to always make me cry. And now most of the time, like I say it, don't even bat an eye, you know, not a big deal. But in school, when we had to do presentations, I shake like a leaf. Okay. The teacher always, Tawnie, you got enough to say? Why don't you get in front of the class? Quiet as a bird. Nuh-uh. Okay. So I was extremely nervous for this. And I actually have told them no. They've asked me in years before, and I was like, no, I don't do like speaking gigs. I don't like being in front of crowds. Like, no, thank you. But I told myself this year, I'm like, you need to do more things that make you uncomfortable. And after being at the San Francisco Marathon and the Giants game and just speaking to survivors, but also to the general public, really was like just a breakthrough, and was like, even though it makes you super uncomfortable, like that's how you can really impact life. You can help more people. So long story short, I drove myself there. I was going to have Patrick go with me, but I'm like, no, I want to be like, I got this. So I drove there. I was the third to speak, and it was so nice because right, I didn't run in the marathon, in the San Francisco Marathon, but I'm going to drop an awesome nugget about that, like talk about full circle, like when things come together. So while I was there was another survivor, and it was her first time telling her story in front of people. And so she was also very nervous. And luckily, like I was able, and I was saying all the things that I was telling myself before this, like, you can't mess up your story. Like, even if you, like most of us worry, I go, well, I stutter or I stumble or I say, or like, what if I just go up there and I just blank? And I kept telling myself, I go, that's perfect. This is a brain injury conference. They need to see that those type of things happen. So I'm telling this other survivor all these things, and she's like, oh my God, thank you. I feel so much better. I'm like, I'm just telling you what I've had to tell myself, like, to get here. And it was really wonderful experience. And I was not as nervous as I thought. I was like, all that when they say, you know, like they, if you guys didn't know this, but the Blue Angels, you know, the people who fly at like Mach speed, before they do that, they visualize everything. They sit, they act like they're in the flight and they go, okay. And they do their hands like the buttons. And so I sat here and I like practiced doing my speech like it was a thing. And so it went through really, really good. Even with the mic difficulties, like my mic went out and I go, they're like, I don't know why that's happening. I'm like, it's the metal in my brain, I swear. Like it makes me a cyborg. So I'm really happy I did it. I'm really glad you encouraged me and all of you guys who said that. And someone said survivor of what? So she was a survivor of an AVM. I have a ruptured brain aneurysm and then we caught my second aneurysm before it ruptured. And now walking to the grocery store is my marathon. Hey, that is a huge deal. And I want to say it, I remind myself, I was like that too. You guys, I remember having to stop. Like my brother was like, you can't stop in the middle. Like we were going to the grocery store. And I remember just from the parking space to the grocery store having to stop like halfway. And he's like, you can't just stop here in the crosswalk. I was like, well, you tell my fucking body that. Like that it can't stop because we're stopping or I'm about to pass out.
And that's real. You have to listen to your body. You have to give yourself grace. So I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate you giving yourself grace when you did your speaking engagement. And then also encouraging another survivor. Like, listen, kudos to you, Tawnie. Like, you pushed through. You helped somebody else push through. And just like you said, for that marathon, we're walking to the grocery store or wherever you're walking. We were all there at some time. But yes, listen to your body. People around, y'all gonna have to understand. If you don't, just put up your finger. Excuse me, just give me a second, and I'll get back to it when I can. But definitely, don't beat yourself up about it. So Tawnie, I'm so happy. I was waiting, guys. I didn't even ask her. Usually, I would bug her before we start the live. I didn't even ask her. I said I want her to get on here and tell everybody all at the same time. So I'm so proud of you for doing that. That is amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
Y'all see how she's blushing, y'all.
Yeah, you can tell. Like, no, it was definitely like it will be really cool to see in a year the growth because I really want to share that for anybody who my mom was like, you were hiding away. Like I got very anxious, crowds, speaking in front of people, all of those things. So if you're like, I dare you to go back in my lives and stuff and you'll see how much I stammered and like was all over the place. So it is practice, like what Aaron was saying, how they do.
Like, I'm laughing at So he said he visualizes opening the door and putting his fingers around it and twist it and then he gets exhausted. I can completely relate to that but the thing is, I have to say, with you continue to visualize that, it's going to happen because literally when my hand wasn't working, I would be in the. So actually, no, I'm gonna tell you this. So when my hand wasn't working, a lot of times we set ourselves back because we'll be thinking about it. Then you're like, hey, I don't have to feel it in my hand. I can't do it. So I started doing it in the dark. So as you're visualizing in the dark, I would just go to the door handle and open it. So therefore, I was taking away the thought of, hey, my hand isn't opening. Hey, my fingers aren't gonna go around. So when I started opening the doors, I would say not necessarily all of my fingers wrapped around. I literally just kept imagining myself doing it. And sometimes the door would open, sometimes it wouldn't. But on the times the door did open, I'm like, oh my gosh. So it's just in my head. And then so that visualization does help you. It helps to push you to another level. So don't stop with your visualization. But also get up and do it. So
yeah, you can't just lay there and like imagine. You also have to work the muscles and get it there.
So get up, go to the door, put your hand on there, grab the door, open it, and just get the movement. So I'm telling you, that definitely did work for me. And it's not going to be pretty and perfect all the time, but you can definitely do it. So I appreciate that you're encouraging yourself. Y'all, I met a beautiful survivor yesterday. So I've been jumping on, listen, we've been having Zooms all over. I don't even know who Zoom I was on Zoom with ABM and Dina and Taff, and it was just amazing. And met some wonderful people on there. So I sent them my number. Long story short, hey, let's connect. Let's get on virtual call so we can see if we can get together. And the lady stood up, and I'm like, hey, why do you have that shirt on? That looks like a hospital in the city that I'm in. She goes, because that's the city I'm in. So, hi, y'all. Y'all know I'm going to meet you. You know I'm going to meet you. If you're close to me, I am coming to you. And when I say she was the sweetest person ever, for one, She's a huge beauty. So I will say that's how we connected. Because the first thing she says, instead of saying, hey, let's meet to do a workout, because, I was going for the workout. She was like, let's meet and eat. I said, oh, you like to eat. That's what I like to do. So we met up. We went to my favorite, went to a sushi restaurant, and we ate nonstop until we were full. We had a great time, great conversation. It was very encouraging. Her family is so supportive. Her husband, her beautiful daughter. And I love just how they interact, especially her daughter. And I want to say, so it's not like, mom, I gotta take care of mom. She's being a daughter. Mom, this, bothering her, doing all these things, which we need.
Yes.
Instead of just, hey, I gotta tiptoe around my mom because she had a stroke. She's being a typical daughter.
Good.
Taking a food from her, giving her, doing all of the things. So it was just beautiful just to see the interaction and just how they support her and love on her. But I did get to meet her after we went to ate. I went to the house, and y'all know we gonna work out. You come with me?
Yeah.
We're
good.
Work out.
You worked your mouth out, eating sushi and talking, and then you're like, okay, now we're gonna get the body moving.
Now we're gonna get it together. We're gonna work out. So we had an excellent time, y'all, and it's really, we get in our own way. And I can say it because I did it in the beginning of the stroke. I was like, I can't move. My left side is paralyzed. I won't be able to do this.
Thank you. But wait, I don't want to speed past that. Like, hear that. So when you guys are early in your recovery, and also remember, when you're doing good, it's easy to talk about the good stuff. When it is hard, that you don't want to stay in it. So like, it's about working through it. So like, sorry, I just really wanted to highlight that.
That's true, because I was gonna speak that.
Well, because we do. We're just like, I don't want to stay in that. I already lived it enough. I don't want to stay in that. But it's something I've realized in my reflection is everybody's like, you speed over that. Cause like, I'm like, who wants to hear about that stuff? But it's like, I think sometimes
no, that's true. So it was really about encouraging her and showing her, like, it's not going to be pretty. Yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's not going to, you're not going to get it in the beginning. The first time you do it, we're going to take our time. We're going to give ourselves grace.
And you're going to get it, but then it's going to go away again. And some people don't, and you have that panic. Oh my gosh, I lost it. Like my eyesight, I worked it too hard. It crossed back in. I thought, oh my God, I got to go to the hospital. I messed it up. I called the hospital, always consult your doctor. And they were like, that's your body just telling you to take a freaking break. You pushed it too hard. So like, just because you earn something, like I think in recovery, we think like I reached this level and you think you're going to stay right there. But you need to know that it's okay if you dip. If you're tired, you're going to dip. If you push yourself too far, you're going to dip. But you will go back out.
You're stressed out. Any of those things, they all play a part in our recovery. I was even able to show her, because the day we met, in which let me see, it is cold right now, but the day we met, I had to show her, because she was like, everything moves, everything works, and I'm a hand talking, I'm doing this, and I'm grabbing food, and I'm doing this. So I had to show her. I had to give her a little more glimmer of hope to say, hey, I can do all these things, and I still have issues. And she goes, I can't tell. Okay, y'all, it was freezing in the restaurant, freezing that day. When I say my hand was completely locked up, I couldn't. So I was trying to show her, like, at that moment, I could not pick up the sushi that I was eating. She's like, that's impossible. I bet you can. I could not with this left hand because it was completely frozen. Like, my fingers and I always tell y'all, me and cold I can't roll with the cold. I didn't like the cold before, but post-stroke, me and the cold completely locks up my affected side.
Yeah.
And that day I had to show her my hand, they opened up, but my fingers would not separate at all. Like I had no separation in my fingers. But just telling her that was the hope that you, like Tawnie said, you will have setbacks, you will go back, but you can, I surpassed that. Why is my hand frozen up now? Why are my fingers sore? Why am I obsessed of our recovery? That's what I always say. This journey is a lifelong journey. So yes, we're making different progressions. We're getting over humps of things. We're doing things we couldn't do before, but we got to keep working. We got to keep pushing, guys. So that, therefore, we're saying that always make sure you're giving yourself grace. You're not where you were the day of the stroke. And as long as you keep pushing, you're going to get better. But we have those times that it's like I look at myself like, child, this hand ain't working today. And I said, the hand ain't working today. Thank God I got the right hand. And we're going to do something to warm it up to get this hand back working. But that I was happy to be able to show her that, like, hey, this ain't it. Like, yes, I made great progression. I can run, I can work, I do all these things. But I have days that Blue, and y'all know I call my hand Blue. Blue just says, "Hey Tracey, we ain't working today."
Right.
So what? You got to figure out how to move around with Blue deciding not to work. So, but overall, it was just a great joy to be able to connect with her, to give her some encouragement and push her and motivate her to say, "Listen, you're gonna get there, and as long as I'm here and I'm in reach, we gonna get there together. Definitely go get there." And I will say, she already sent me a message this morning saying, "Like, can we go eat again?"
You're like, yeah.
She is hilarious, but it's
I love
always
it.
a good time, guys. I love meeting new people in the community. I love being able to share, being able to give you some inspiration, just give you some light onto what this life is as a survivor in any way that I can help. But that's what we're here for, guys. Any way that I help. That is what. But so it was an amazing time. I'll tell Tawnie more off of live, but we just wanted to fill y'all in real quick. And if y'all just jumping in, you're in.
And I love. Well, I don't love this, but I feel that I need hope and grace. What I want to share to you is one thing I can probably say every single one of us survivor. Same thing. We're like, why do we give hope and grace to others so freely? And so I seriously still have pictures of myself, young Tawnie, and me at a great moment, so that every day I can look at and be like, can you just treat those people the way you treat everybody else? If anybody else said half of the things that I said, I would be like, be kind to yourself, like give yourself grace. You're doing so much. So we share that because it's important to have other survivors around, not to compare yourself to, because comparison is the thief of all joy, but to help share tools, or sometimes just, there were a lot of times I don't know how I'm feeling, but you guys start talking and I'm like, you see my head just going, yeah, that's how I'm feeling. Those words. So it has helped getting around people, especially when you are feeling down. And it has helped me more times. That's how I've been able to give myself more grace, is because I'll catch myself I'll just call myself out right now. Great. I've built up my strength and stamina. I was at this event I left at 12 o'clock. I didn't get home till 7 p.m. Cool. Well, guess what? Today I did a whole workout, lots of stuff yesterday, but I told myself, you can't bake, cook, and do all these things. You got to knock one off. And so today I was like, I woke up again, still kind of tired. And I go, okay, how about you move one of your meetings? Like, you can't expect, if you wake up already tired, no matter the fact that I've progressed with my strength and stamina, I still have to recognize that I have neurofatigue. Girl, yes. What would you tell anybody else? Why are you trying to do 5 things in the morning before it's even 10 p.m.? I don't know. Move one of them.
Yeah. And that's true. And even with that, I told her, I'm gonna respond to what somebody said. But I told the one I met, I said, don't feel bad if your husband gets home and you're asleep, because baby, we did a whole hour workout. And it may seem like you're doing nothing because you're sitting down, but baby, you're going to be asleep. Your body is going to be tired, because this whole hour workout is like you just did a full body 2-3 hour workout with our natural neural fatigue. And then because our body is still healing, trying to recover from all these things. So I definitely wanted to remind her of that. But he was saying that he's tripping us out for fear of not progressing. Well, that right there is something we all do, because we're scared and again, it comes from a little bit of comparison that we look at other people. It comes from you seeing people around, or then you go back to the old me could do this, or I wish I could do it and I'm not moving as fast. So all of these things right here that we put into our head that can put us at a stop from progression, because we get too much in our own mind and say, hey, we can't do these things the same way that we did. So with you saying that, fear, guys, we are our biggest critic. And as long as we keep telling ourselves we can't do it, that's why I said you keep visualizing grabbing the door handle and things like that. But we need you to get up and do it. So the same way you're visualizing, that's why I said I love the fact that I literally used to do it in the dark, and I need to tell people that more because I forgot about it. I would get up in the dark before I turned the lights off and just grab it. I would miss it 25 times, and then guess what? Out of 25 times, I would grab it once. And I'm like, oh. So guess what? That's a progression for you, because you can do it. But with that thing of looking at it, we get in our head, and then we're saying, hey, how am I going to grab this door handle if my fist is still closed? How am I going to grab this? How am I going to move my body if I'm still in a cane? So get your body up and start doing it. I promise you, that's giving you the strength. It's giving you the the that you need to make it happen. And you'll see one day you're gonna wake up and you'll be like, yo, I did it. Instead of me sitting there laying in bed visualizing, I went and grabbed the door handle. So
you got to do both. You got to do both. We can't just do one. You can't just look out at your garden and go, there's going to be beautiful flowers, there's going to be beautiful flowers, and not do any gardening, any sowing, anything like that. So visualizing is great, but also, yeah, the practice. And so I know we need to pop off. You guys can join us in the Zoom. So we'll drop all the info in our channel, and it's every Tuesday. So if you can't join us this Tuesday, hopefully we'll see you next Tuesday. Will it be? Oh,
yeah.
I saw you laugh. If not, just check the channel. We'll give updates. Okay.
Channel. We always keep you updated in the channel. So we will see y'all in 30 minutes now on the Zoom. Right, you need the link, jump up in the channel and we'll give you the Zoom link.
Oh my gosh, Shelly, I am so sorry to hear that. Please message me. Shelly, I know this is over on YouTube. I don't know if you have all my info is on my channel for how we can talk, because my deepest condolences. I know how lucky I was. It's not the case usually.
Yes, we're so sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that. So yes, definitely in 30 minutes, guys, join us over in the Zoom, and we're about to end this one.